What have we gotten ourselves into? We have agreed to strip and stain this 6-piece bedroom set, starting with this armoire, and we opened it up so that you can see the drawers that are inside of it. We also have 2 nightstands, a dresser, and you can see they're in pretty rough shape. And we also have 2 mirrors and a headboard and a footboard. Because we are stripping, we are using some plastic tape to tape around the inside of the drawer so that the stripper doesn't get through the holes into the side of the drawer and ruin the wood that we do not want to touch. Then we get the bed, this is the footboard, and we place it on a table so that we don't break our backs when we're working. And what Matt is pouring into the cup right now is the stripper. So what we're going to do is we just apply it with a brush, let it sit for just a minute, and then we just take a scraper and simply scrape it off, as Matt is doing now. And we use an old paint can to properly dispose of all of the products that we use when we take all of this off. And it's normal to have to do a second coat on this. But as you can see, Matt is just taking the paint can and just scooping all of it into the paint can, and then we'll properly dispose of it when we are done. Then Matt is pouring in acetone into this cup. We've also used lacquer thinner, but today we're using acetone. So with acetone, first of all, it deactivates the stripper and the stickiness of it. It cleans it, and it also removes the finish just by itself. So every now and then, if we have a stubborn spot that we didn't get, we will just use some acetone to further remove the finish. Now Matt is going on to the drawers. It is always easier to do a flat surface because the product isn't running down and it has more time to sit. And after that, it has sit for a little bit, then we are going to just scrape it off. Another thing that works really well for in the corners, we get a little bristle brush and we brush into the little grooves, and also steel wool. Steel wool does a really good job of getting into those areas as well. And when we use the acetone, we like to use steel wool to give a good scrub down, and then we take it out into the driveway and we hose it down. We didn't do this for a long time because we were afraid about warping the wood, but we leave it sitting out in the sun and it does a great job of also kind of bleaching the wood. And we're going with a lighter stain, so that is one benefit to doing that. Now it is on to one of the nightstands. And as we were talking about, it's easier to do it when it is flat. It's not coming off quite as easy because it's had time to run down and not really settle into the grain. But even though the stain is stubborn, so are we, and we're just gonna keep going until we get it all off. After that, we get the acetone on a rag and we just do one good clean with the acetone rag, and then it is ready to go out into the driveway for its bath. And as we were talking about all that stripper running down, it has now made a puddle right here in all the grooves of the base, and we just wipe it off with the steel wool and the stripper rag, and then we clean it off with the acetone rag. And here it is, getting it scrubbed down. Now it is time to work on the dresser, and here are the drawers getting its little sunbathing in and turning nice and white, and we have completely removed that old finish. Same process, we wipe on the stripper and then we just scrape it all off, and then I will come in with another pass because I didn't let the stripper set in long enough, so I will have to do it again. But I was very pleased with how well the brush got all of the trim work, and it just looks so much better, and it was really the easiest part to get. And then we go in with the acetone and we get it all cleaned up, and there's the good side view of the top and what the original wood looks like. And it's a little darker because it's wet, but now we're going on to the side, and we are not going to forget about the front pieces. We got to strip those down too. And in the front pieces with all the different grooves is really where that brush tends to shine. I'll put a little picture here, but it'll also be linked in our comment section in the captions below. So now I am done with the sides, and I'm going to get it in line for Matt to spray next because Matt is now spraying down the door of the armoire. And after he sprays it down, he's just going to wipe it off. And then he will take it and put it into the sun so it can dry. And here is a little peek at the dresser, and we are going to be getting it sanded and getting it sprayed down and put into the sun for a little bit, and it will be unrecognizable when we are done. But I'm just gonna have a feeling that the sanding and the staining will have to be another day, but I gave you a quick peek at those drawers and how good they looked. And now we are moving on to this beast of an armoire, which yes, I did have to get on a stepladder to get the top of it down. Now Matt is getting the dresser hose down and getting all of the stripper and acetone out of all the little crevices that I've missed. And here is the side. I am stripping this a whole lot easier. I think I had a whole lot more stripper on the brush, and I think it did a much better job of getting it all off. But, you know, with it being the side, I did have to kind of do a second coat, but that's okay. I'm very pleased with how it has been coming off. And with that, we have now stripped all of the different pieces. All 6 pieces have been stripped, so now we are going on to sanding. We are going in with a 180 grit with this Festool 6-inch orbital sander. And while Matt is doing that, I am going in on the mirror and I am using our contour pads. I will have these linked in the description below. But it's really great because you can just take the sandpaper, wrap it around, and it has a variety of different shapes and corners and sizes so that you can reach pretty much any groove that comes your way. This finished up day 1, so make sure that you come back to see what it's like when we sand the entire set down and how we stain it and how we stage it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you comment and like and subscribe to help our channel out.